Hari Om. We are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 3, Karma Yoga, Sloka 36 to 39.
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
अथ श्रीमद् भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे कर्मयोगो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः। Sloka 36. अर्जुन उवाच अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. Summary Sloka 36. Arjuna said, but compelled by what does a man commit papa, though against his wishes? Or Varsneya, what is the cause or what is the force by which this papa is committed? After Bhagawan Sri Krishna advised Arjuna not to come under the clutches of likes and dislikes, attachments and aversions for the sense objects as they hinder the practice of techniques and teachings pronounced by the Bhagavan, Arjuna asked a question on what are that forces a man commit papa even though it is against his wishes. Arjuna is asking to the Lord what is the exact nature of the devil in our bosom, which thus systematically loots away good in us. Varsneya is the name of the Bhagavan Sri Krishna, meaning one is born in the family of Vrasnis. Swami Sarvapriyananda gives an excellent example of Duryodhana when he was asked about his adharmic actions. Says, that is, Duryodhana says, I quote, I know what is right, but do not feel like doing it. I know what is wrong, but cannot stop not doing it. He says that it is a fact. He feels a power in his heart that makes him not to do right or good actions. Swami Chinmayananda in his commentary indicates that everyone understands intellectually what is right, but when it comes to action, that one is tempted to do wrong. He further states that the divine in us want to do nobler actions, but the animal instinct in us takes to the path of worldly joys. This might happen against one's wishes. Sloka 37. Sri Bhagavanuvacha Kama esha krodha esha रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महासेनो महापाप्मा विद्येनमिह वैरिणम्. Summary Sloka 37. Bhagavan said, it is desire and it is anger born of the active, that is Rajog, those who are those who have Rajoguna, all devouring, all sinful, know this as your enemy in this world. Swami Sarvapriyananda states that desire as a thought arises in the mind, that is the root cause, or it is also called vritti. It is nourished, and this nourishment is called attachment or walk. If the desire is fulfilled, then one will be getting a nature called lobha, wanting more and more, or this is also called one will become greedy. Unfulfilled desire leads to anger and frustration. This is called, and that will lead to karma, the action. So, what is the difference of different desires? Desire for God is infinite, that is vast, unlimited. Desire for worldly object is finite or limited. It is not complete. It will not give complete joy. Desire for objects, they have no atma, or they are called jadam. Desire for God is paramatma. Desire for worldly things never fulfill completely. Desire for God, it will give complete fulfillment, and and look at the lives of realized masters. That is the proof. Desire creates aviveka or ignorance, unable to differentiate between good and bad, right and wrong. And aviveka is also called foolishness. Desire for God differentiate nitya and anitya, as we have already discussed. Nitya is eternal, anitya is temporary, which propels individuals towards realization of the God. Kama takes us away from our duties, and Karma Yoga is the best solution for dealing with the karma that can be done for the welfare of all. Swami Chinmayananda in his commentary states that it is desire and it is anger. The desire is the inner devil in the individual heart. It is our spiritual ignorance that is being expressed in our intellectual personality. The seat of desire is in the mind. When constantly entertained and unfulfilled in the mind, it leads to anger. Sloka 38. Bhagavanuvacha धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः यथादर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः तथा तेन तमावृतम्. Summary Sloka 38. As fire is enveloped by smoke, as a mirror by dust, as an embryo by the womb, so this wisdom or intellect is enveloped by the desire and anger. Bhagawan Sri Krishna advised Arjuna that the main cause is desire, karma, and anger, krodha, which are the enemies that facilitates to do papa. When desire is obstructed or unfulfilled, as we have seen earlier, it leads to anger, that is krodha. This arises in rajo guna persons or men. Here, Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Sloka 38 gives three examples on how the desires covers the wisdom or the intellect or impedes discrimination. First example is fire enveloped by smoke. Second example is mirror covered by dust. And the third example is embryo in the womb to illustrate how intellect or wisdom is engulfed or covered by the desire and anger, which we have already discussed. This covering varies according to gunas. In Sloka 39, explains that this form of desire is the constant enemy of wisdom of the spiritual seekers and wise men. Swami Sarvapriyananda further clarifies and explains the examples given by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Sloka 38. He says that the brightness of the fire is obstructed by the smoke in mostly those who have sattvic guna. A mirror is covered by dirt where one cannot see reflection of him or herself or objects. This is mostly seen in those who have rajoguna, and the fetus covered by membranes in the mother womb. This is explained as those covered by desires in tamasic guna. Functioning of the knowledge does not happen when obstructed by desires. Swami gives solution to this problem. The smoke will disappear from the brightness of the fire by vichara, or one can say that this smoke completely be taken away by air, that is also can be compared with vichara. Dirt can be removed by scrubbing to make this the mirror clean. Similarly, thorough chitta suddhi of mind removes the impurities of the mind. Finally, the membranes that covers the fetus can only be removed by the birth. Hence, one has to wait and time will slowly removes the bondage of desires and anger in those who are ignorant of the true nature of one's self. Sloka 39. Avrutam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. Summary Sloka 39. O son of Kunti, the wisdom or the intellect is covered by desire and anger, which are the constant enemies of the wise, that are difficult to appease as the fire. Swami Sarvapriyananda further states that desire is the constant enemy of the spiritual seeker or wise man that hinder the spiritual growth in them. He further indicates that there is no permanent satisfaction obtained and the desire continues to become a habit. There is no end to fulfillment of desires. Desires are like fire, analaha, that cannot be easily extinguished, no end to it, and no permanent fulfillment. Bhagavan now gives solution to this problem in next few slokas. Now let us look at some definitions. Who is a jnani? One attained self-realization is called jnani. Jnani is considers desires as an enemy and knows that it always hinders the good God realization. Who is a spiritual seeker? A person who is practicing spirituality. He is confused and feels that having worldly desires are not good for the spiritual sadhana and not looking for desires. However, he is trapped in having desires as a friend and considering it as an enemy of true knowledge. Who is an ordinary person? Ordinary person who is ignorant and does not know the real nature of oneself considers that desires as his friend. These desires, when fulfilled or not, one become unhappy. Nature, that is Prakriti, always promises more and more happiness by creating desires. This is the law of evolution.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः